Welcome back to Better Preparedness. I'm in the African wilderness this morning, and in one of my favorite nature reserves. It's up in the Johannesburg-Pretoria region of South Africa. And I want to tell you about two things. This envelope that I got in the mail this week, I'm very excited about. And secondly, is the significance of this rag for the African continent. I'm going to take you on a bit of a hike, because we have to get up to that hilltop. Stick around and enjoy the hike, and we'll talk more about these two things. As far as I can see, the zebras and impalas are definitely not in this part of the reserve today. Still got a ways to go to get up to that hilltop. What you're seeing right now, wilderness-wise, is definitely South Africa and kind of the African continent, because so much looks like this, is the dryness, the incredible dryness of this landscape and the sort of lead up to hopefully the rainy season in a few weeks. But it is dry, incredibly dry and dusty. This place is just waiting to absorb rainwater and then just go green. What you'll see is an incredible jump from this 50 shades of beige to just incredible shades of green. This trail just keeps going up and up and up. And of course, what goes up has to go down. And another thing, you may recall the dangerous snakes video I did. Well, I have to say, this type of terrain has me thinking about that. I'll put a link to that at the end of the video. All right, up we go. Finally made it up to the top. The reason I have this rag is because it has a significance for me. I used to do a lot of election observation for governments and international organizations. I went to countries around the world as part of teams of observers from this or that country or this or that organization. One of our tasks was to observe the elections, and that would feed into an overall mission report and a mission assessment as to, well, the validity of that election. This rag represents the entire day of voting at a polling station in northeast Kenya in a place called Garissa. We were there as part of a team of observers. We toured polling stations throughout the entire day, but the final polling station we arrived at, we watched the process, the ballot counting and everything, and the filing. You know, from a polling station perspective, it was immaculate. These people, the volunteers, were incredibly devoted. Throughout the course of the day, every time somebody had voted, they had to dip their finger in a little jar of ink. That would stain their finger, but it would also leave a drop of ink that they were wiping their finger off on this rag. This rag recorded the entire voting of that polling station through the day, waiting for hours and hours in the hot sun, walking for a day or two to get to the polling station, because that represented how important it was, the right to vote. Fast forward to 2019, this week I got my election ballot for Canada. Now, it's election season, it's 2019, and I was very excited to get this. Well, because for me it's really important. I believe that those you elect are going to be the ones who take the decisions also from an emergency management perspective. So it really ties into, well, the better preparedness field of emergency management. It's time to open this up. And more for most countries in the world, especially democratic ones, you can register to vote abroad. You can register maybe to vote online, register to vote in advance. There really isn't a reason why you shouldn't be able to vote. Now, I've got to find a pen. In keeping with normal practice, my vote is secret. So I'm going to go behind the informal polling station for voters in South Africa voting for the 2019 Canadian federal election. Here goes. Only problem is now I need to get some stamps and find a mailbox. Didn't think of that part. Alright, guess that means I have to go down off this hillside, way across this reserve, and try to find a mailbox and stamps. Oh, got my South Africa hat on here. Sure glad I have this. We should never, ever waive the right to vote. It doesn't matter if it's a municipal election, a provincial or a state election, a federal election. Just vote, because if you don't vote, your voice hasn't been heard, and you're missing out on a massive opportunity and, to me, a civic duty. So, wherever the election, whenever the election, whatever the level, vote. So look into your right to vote and how you can vote, either in advance, by mail, online. Thanks for watching Better Preparedness. To subscribe, click on the circle photo up here.